You're listening to another episode of Last Night's Coffee with Chuck and John.
And man, this presidential drummer is getting after it. I'm talking about he was getting at dude, JD Vance. All right, let's get this intro going.
Go ahead.
Greetings, Earthlings and locally loved Americans.
Amen.
Today is a day of unity, except for if you are a Notre Dame or Ohio State fan. We hate you. It's Inauguration Day. It's MLK Day. The national championship is tonight. It's cold as crap in Griffin when we have a special guest.
Yeah, we got Andy back on the pod, everybody. Woo!
Andy's here to answer our questions if he is going to be producer Andy. We have been throwing out hints, and he has not been biting.
Yeah, we want producer Andy on the show. All right, we want producer Andy.
We can throw it to Andy. Andy can look up the stuff that we're trying to look up, and then we can figure out how to screen share all that stuff. It's a lot of technology. We don't really understand it.
Andy's so smart. He's going to be 10 steps ahead of us anyway.
But right now we're monitoring several situations going down. There's a guy, he is singing in the Capitol Rotunda, and he is getting after it.
Is he outdoors?
No.
Are they doing this part outdoors, or is it all indoors?
All of it is indoors. It is cold in Washington.
Yeah, they said this is the first inauguration inside in the last 40 years, I think they said.
Yeah, since Reagan himself.
Oh, okay.
I've been working on my microphone. We've got that going a little bit better. I'm trying to figure out, what voice do you want to hear? Do you want to hear broadcaster voice? I kind of like broadcaster voice.
Yeah, sure.
Or do you want to hear classic radio voice? This is Chuck and John coming at you from the basement.
Wow, that is really compressed. That's interesting.
And today on the Last Night's Coffee 1015, we've got Andy.
1015 the truck.
1015 the truck.
Andy, what happened with you this weekend, man? Let's get into these weekend reviews. What happened with you this weekend? Anything special?
Crazy enough, my weekends kind of mirror yours without the working on vehicles. So we had a birthday party. Happy birthday to Liam. Turned 13 today. We had a new dog for about a week, so that's been interesting. Yeah.
Wait, you only had it for a week?
Yeah, we've only had her for a week. We picked her up last Sunday.
So it's still alive.
I mean, I've been gone for like an hour. So I can't make any promises.
Okay. Just checking.
No, there's a really funny story. You guys came over for Liam's birthday party this past weekend, and it was really funny. Your boy Cole was out there playing with the dog, and the sun went down. And so we were telling Cole, like, hey, man, it's time for you to come inside. The dog will be fine. You know, it's getting pretty chilly out there, dude. And this fog, I don't know if you had noticed, but this fog had kind of rolled in at the time. And when the sun went down, and he was like, I don't know if my dog can handle fog.
We don't know. We don't know these things. It's all up in the air, man.
I said, Cole, man, I'm pretty sure your dog can handle the fog. I think she'll be all right. I love the way kids' minds work like that, though. You know, like the things that we know, and they're just like, they're so unassuming and so innocent. They're like, what is this fog? I don't know this fog.
Well, my dogs can't handle snow, so you never know what a dog can and cannot handle.
Well, we were supposed to have freezing fog. What was it, last week, right?
Yeah, I did not see the freezing fog.
Yeah, we got a legit freezing fog warning here.
Yeah.
I think they're just making shit up.
They just make it up as they go nowadays.
Precisely, dude. They are just making it up. I could be a meteorologist nowadays.
Yeah, I mean, really, you
15 years of mechanic experience, but I could be a meteorologist.
But now, let's kick on John's weekend. He had to lead worship
Yeah, so we had the birthday party Saturday, had the whole family over. That was about how it normally goes. Only about half the family showed up this time, though, so it was kind of
Oh,
manageable.
wow.
Yeah. What else? Yeah, I did have to lead worship. So I found myself in a position where I didn't have anybody to sing for our church service. So I wound up having to throw myself in the fire. And it was okay. It went.
Now,
I've got a drummer's voice.
you got a face for radio, but
Yeah, I've got a face for radio. That's for sure. It went. We got through the songs. You know what I mean? I think Andy summed it up best when I was talking to him about it at the birthday party Saturday. If you're worried about someone's voice during worship, maybe you're there for the wrong reasons. Andy said something about that. It's not necessarily about the voice that's singing the worship.
So I've got a few questions about it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Did you lead from your drum set?
I actually did. Yeah. So I had kind of hurt my hand at work on Friday. So I haven't been able to play guitar very much. Like holding a pick has been rather difficult. And then even playing the drum hurt still, but it was manageable. So, and any musician will know that like you can kind of hide behind the comfort of your own instrument, especially if you're in a position of having to sing along. There is a sense of comfort that comes along with playing your own instrument during that time. So yeah, I did actually play behind a djembe. I played on a cajon. I was sitting on a cajon behind a djembe and a microphone and a music stand.
Oh,
I had it all going on.
Did you have did you go full Phil Collins with the microphone and everything on your head?
No, I didn't. I didn't pull the headset. I should have, because one thing I did learn while doing it is that I'm not exactly microphone conscious when I'm playing and singing and all.
I could have told you that.
I'm not. Yeah, I'm not used to like actually having to sing into the mic. So that was to have the headset. I can see where it would be useful.
Oh yeah,
I might have to go full Phil Collins.
some say you can never go. You should never go full Phil Collins.
Yeah, I was hoping you'd get that recall. Chuck and I had a moment this past week,
which it inspired me to actually watch Tropic Thunder this weekend.
Yeah. Because you got to be careful going full Phil Collins, man. And some would say you never go full Phil Collins.
You never go full Phil Collins. You'll never get back out of it. Well, I have a report.
Oh yeah. Let's hear this report. Wait a second. Now, let's give Andy, just for the sake of him. Have you listened to the last week's podcast, Andy?
I have not.
Okay. So let me give him a little. Can I give him a little bit of the backstory, Chucker? Is that all right?
Yeah, you can tell him about how awesome that golf cart is.
Yeah. So Chuck picked up this great deal of a golf cart. Steel. It just needed batteries. Really, that's all it needed. So he ordered this highfalutin lithium, right? Lithium battery. Oh, yeah. Off the internet, and it with him in the driver's seat. I'll pull up a picture here. With him in the driver's seat, he could pop a wheelie. Look at him. Oh, look at Chucker.
That's pretty sweet.
Yeah, that battery was so powerful he could pop a wheelie in the golf cart. So yeah, he had fixed up the golf cart, got it running, and it was a heck of a thing. And then, well, there's a situation this week.
So the golf cart has burned to the ground.
We were bragging about it on the show last week about how awesome it was and how much fun he was having. Thursday.
If you throw that picture up there.
Yeah, I'll throw it up right now.
Is it the same folks who made that Samsung battery?
No, so the battery is not what caused the fire. We believe that the gas pedal might have been, because the fire started at the motor while the golf cart was not being used.
Sorry,
so
I'm
we're-
laughing at your loss, Tucker.
I'm
No,
showing
I mean-
him the picture right now
Yeah,
of what
it's
you sent
bad.
me. Yeah.
It was a total loss. Luckily, it was not parked under the porch and didn't burn the house down or anything like that.
It
But we
melted a carport, right? Like a little tent.
Yeah, it melted part of the carport. RIP carport. I don't know if that's covered under my warranty from Harbor Freight on that carport or not. But I mean, all in all, I'm out about $1,700. I mean, it could be worse. It could burn the house down. It could have had whatever problem it had while I was going down the interstate on the trailer. It could have happened at the racetrack.
True.
The best part of it was Charlie walking in the house and being like, "The golf cart's on fire."
Now, what kind of tone was he using? Was he super monotone, like not excited, or do you have like a little bit of urgency to him?
It was the exact tone I just used. The golf cart's on fire. So I'm sitting there thinking, I'm like, oh, okay, so there's a little smoke coming out from under the seat. Something weird's going on.
Yeah.
Something got a little wet. I walked out there and it was almost out. It had been burning so long. It was that picture that you saw.
The back
viewers
tires
saw.
were already gone.
The back tires are gone. It got so hot back there that it de-arched the springs.
Wow.
Both of them. I mean, they're just so that says that it was something bleeding through and got the motor hot. The battery was fine. The battery was great. 38 volts. I'll stick by it behind, till Jesus comes back. That 36 volts is 36 volts. It don't matter how you get it. You know what I mean?
Even in the face of this golf
Even
cart
it-
burning, 36 volts is 36 volts. I mean, I agree with you, though. I do. I agree with you.
Now, amperage is a different story. I think had I just replaced it straight up with batteries, the problem that it had, it would have burned down lead acid batteries too.
That's possible. That's possible.
It is what it is, man. But it is. I mean, I could be mad, and I had a bad day. I had to work out some things. But Mary Beth went to Nashville this weekend, so it was me and Charlie by ourselves. We left to our own devices with no golf cart to ride around on.
I was
So
about
we-
to say, you guys were left to grieve alone.
Yeah, we grieved alone. We Friday night we went to Longhorn and both got the outlaw ribeye.
We were talking about how underrated Longhorn is as a steakhouse. Like, in my opinion, it's underrated, and Andy's as well. We were talking about that at the birthday party.
You have to know how to order. So if you want a medium steak, you order it medium rare.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Always order down one.
yeah.
So I took Charlie there because he got all A's on his report card.
Oh, that's
Congrats,
awesome.
man.
Yeah, big deal. All right, Charlie.
I've never gotten all A's. I don't know if his mom says she never got all A's.
Right.
The girls were borderline A's and B's most of the time. So yeah, I mean it's a big deal that he got all A's, and he's good at math. I don't understand that. I think we canceled each other. Me and Mary Beth canceled each other out in the math department. But right now, Trump is sitting in a chair, and some woman is talking. I'm not sure who she is.
Yeah. Well, it's 11:48 on our clocks, and they say the inauguration is supposed to start at noon, right?
Yeah, so we may break into that.
Yeah. We are going to live cover that some.
Yeah.
We'd like to at least live cover the first little bit of it. Tune in, listen on
Yeah.
with you guys.
Yeah. Do you like lamb?
Yeah, I've had lamb before. I've had it ground. I've had lamb chops, and I've always enjoyed it. It's always been grilled.
I
but it's always been
grilled
good.
some. I grilled some. Actually, Charlie grilled it on a Traeger. I thought I'd had it before and I liked it.
Mhm.
And it was good. But Saturday evening, we stopped by Publix. We were trying to figure out what to get. And Charlie's like, let's get some lamb, Dad. And I'm like, I would like some seafood.
Yeah.
So we got lamb and we brought it home, grilled it on the Traeger, cooked some of those Jim and Nick's cheese muffins. They were good.
Mm.
Man, we had a whole spread of food, baked potato, all the good stuff.
Yeah.
I cut the lamb and I smelled the lamb and I could not hardly swallow the first piece I ate.
Really?
Whoa. I'm not sure that was you though. That sounds like it may have been the lamb.
Exactly.
Man, it had a earthy taste that
Yeah.
I was not expecting. Charlie loved it. He ate his, mine, all of it.
Huh. No,
He ate,
it's really common to eat it like on stuff. So like commonly it'll be like cut up and put into like say a gyro or something like that.
I think that would have been better. I don't even think ketchup would have helped this.
Dude, you know what though? I want to point out one thing, man. You sure can't hide money. When the women are away, you and Charlie sure do play. You go to Longhorn one night and then you stop for lamb chops and a big old king spread the next night, dude. You guys didn't play around.
It's not racing season, so I know how much money I can spend in a weekend and still live. So
you know how much you spent at the racetrack.
yeah, I know how much I spend at the racetrack. So but yeah, it was not my thing. I would like to try some from someone who cooks some and knows what they're doing.
Yeah, I'd recommend that, man. Maybe try it at a restaurant or something like that next, where it's prepared often.
Maybe if Chef Drew cooked some, I would feel better about it.
For sure, man.
Yeah.
We've been needing to do a collaboration with him. Last Night's Coffee and the Eating Chambers channel. So maybe I'll start talking to him about that. I threw an idea out there for him recently about food made with love and how love is an intangible ingredient, yet it changes the taste of food.
He didn't help those lamb chops, man.
Well, maybe Charlie just wasn't loving you right.
I don't know what it was, man.
He was a little resentful when he made them.
Salt and pepper on them. It was good to go, but
yeah. Well, maybe that's what Chef Drew can change your mind about. Maybe make some lamb chops with some love.
I'm worried though. Like if he makes the best lamb chops in the world and I don't like them.
And you still don't like them?
And I still don't like them. And I know Drew did it right. You know what I mean?
I think that's okay, right? I think you can have a few things that you don't like, like green bean casserole. You should both love it. You do, right? Like I don't like scallops. I'm told I should love scallops, but I don't.
You should love scallops. What is that? It's like eating fried meaty butter and garlic. It's like
I call them the steak of the sea. Like they really are. They're so dense and so good.
Andy, do you like garlic bread?
Of course.
What's the best part of the garlic bread? That center of the garlic bread. It's soft.
See, I'm an edge guy. I like the edge.
You're an edge.
Yeah. Dude, I do kind of like corners. Of a brownie, if you make a 9x13 brownie, like 9x13 bacon cheese brownie, I'm going for the corner, brother.
No, dude, it's the center.
I'm going for the corner.
It's the center.
Time. Yeah,
and I'm gonna go with that. A scallop is basically a piece of garlic bread with meat in it, like a meaty, ish. But I mean, I like scallops. What about shrimp, Andy? Do you like shrimp?
I love shrimp.
Okay. Crab.
Crab, I'll do.
You had crabs before?
Okay.
Now
I've eaten crabs before.
Oh, you've eaten crabs.
Ooh, gone down with some crabs. Neither one of you will do the sushi, right?
Oh, I love sushi.
You'll eat sushi, Chucker. What you don't do it?
I haven't found a sushi that I particularly care for.
Okay. Even the basic like California roll, which just has like crab in it. You can't.
Now I'll eat seared tuna.
Okay, yeah, like seared tuna. Okay.
Seared tuna's pretty good.
Yeah.
Get some wasabi sauce on there.
I love
Ain't that what it's called?
We got to get you started with like a surf and turf roll. So where you have some raw fish in the middle, and you have a piece of grilled meat on the top of it.
Yeah, like a little piece of
Ooh.
filet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds. I don't like cabbage.
Okay. There's typically not cabbage involved in sushi, but there's also I've had quite a bit of sushi that like after they make the roll, they then deep fry it, and I think you could get down with some of that, Chucker.
I could get down with that.
Like a deep fried sushi roll.
Deep fried sushi roll would be very.
It's
good.
really good, man.
Like a shrimp tempura roll.
Yeah. Where they just
I had shrimp tempeh.
Dude, you can't pronounce any of these names.
I like. You know what's really good is when you go to get those crab ragoons that's got the cheese in it.
Yeah,
and they fry them and then you dip them in like some sweet and sour sauce,
Mm-hmm.
or the yum or just the various sauces that I don't know the name of, so I can't actually buy it and have it at home.
Now, I know yum yum sauce because it's like its color is very distinctive. But when it comes to like sweet and sour and duck sauce and like all these other types, I get lost. I get lost in the weeds real quick.
I feel like yum yum sauce has been something changed when they redid the Matrix or something after COVID. Yum yum sauce is not as good as it used to be.
Okay. I can kind of agree with you. I feel like the yum yum sauce that I've been getting lately is a little bit watery.
Okay, yes, it used to be more creamy, right?
Totally more creamy.
Okay, so this is a glitch in the Matrix that we've got to figure out what's going on with it. I'm trying to find where. Okay, that's a good spot.
Sauce and Kingsford charcoal. What else have we found? That's
what's wrong with Kingsford?
It changed. You remember? It doesn't. It doesn't burn. It used to be when we were kids.
It would burn to ash.
It was the best charcoal you could buy.
Yeah.
Money could not get you a better charcoal.
Nope.
Right.
And
halfway through every time, no matter what you set your grill at.
Dude. Man,
I have left the charcoal. I use pellets now. And I've left that world behind. So
oh man, we got a few minutes before this inauguration kicks off. Do you want to hit some more notes real quick, or do you want to hit an ad break? What do you want to do, Chucker? Where do you want to take this show?
Let's just keep on going with some. We got some football tonight.
Yes, we do. The football game of the college football season, man. We've got the Natty. The national championship is tonight. Yep. Boys, what are your predictions? Andy, you want to go first, man?
Yeah, sure. I'm going to go Ohio State 24-17.
24-17
Ohio State. 24-17. I don't have a ton of confidence in Ryan Day.
Yeah.
To win the biggest of big games.
Sure.
But I really just don't want Notre Dame to win because they beat us. It's basically what it gets down to.
Now, have you seen the Shane Gillis Under Armour commercial? Okay. Because of that commercial alone, I kind of want to call Notre Dame to win it. I kind of feel like the Lord is going to take mercy on Notre Dame. I don't know why. I feel like the Ohio State team is a bunch of sinners. And
actually, you're wrong on that. You're totally wrong on that. They've been playing for Jesus this year.
Ohio State has been playing for Jesus.
Yeah, they've had a big movement in that team.
Oh, praise God! Praise God! Okay.
so it's the Catholics versus the Protestants for all the college glory.
Okay, so yeah, we got a Protestant movement over there.
Let me lay out some scenarios for you.
Yeah.
I would like to see Notre Dame win for Shane Gillis, just like you.
Yeah.
After that ad, that freaking Under Armour ad is the best.
It's so good.
But we've got J.D. Vance about to be sworn in as vice president of the United States, and he
Wow.
is a big Ohio State fan.
Wow. Yes, he
They-
is. Yeah, he is.
He will probably take Air Force Two this afternoon and fly down to Atlanta to go to that game.
That would be awesome. Do you think Trump goes with him? Do you think Trump makes an appearance in Atlanta?
I'm not sure if Trump can break away because of all the stuff he's got going on.
Yeah, he's going to sign a million
Yeah.
things today, isn't he?
200
Yeah.
executive orders today. That's what they're saying.
Now, did you see? Did you see? They had a party last night or over the weekend, and Eye Patch McCain was the DJ. Did you see this?
No, Crenshaw.
Crenshaw was the DJ, man, and he had on an eye patch. You know how he's got different eye patches for different occasions.
Yeah.
So he had on like a pirate's strap eye patch, but the eye patch was like a Ray-Ban lens.
Oh my gosh, get out of here!
And he's got like a Henley button-up T-shirt, you know,
Yeah,
on, and he's got the headphones, and he's just
no.
bum.
Whose party? Where was this party?
It was one of the Washington parties, and he was up there doing his thing. Even
Like
Dan,
Republican, like it was
Yeah.
a Republican type party,
yeah,
like
Even-
celebration.
even Dan Holloway shared it and was like, "Game recognizes game."
Oh my
He
god!
said he might be trying to sue us right now, but this is awesome.
Yeah,
And then, like on the screen behind him was him in his suit, you know, his regular everyday suit,
sure.
with just fire behind him. I think Dan Crenshaw could be the devil.
Well, at least he's learning how to laugh at himself a little bit. Like, to me, putting that picture of himself up with the flames behind him, like he's kind of learning how to be
Yeah.
a troll at the same time. Like, at least learn how to laugh and roll with the punches. You know what I mean? Like, quit being so stuck up your own butt that you can't laugh. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I wonder what his DJ name is.
DJ Danny.
I'm looking it up now. Like,
DJ
I'm-
One Eye Danny, dude.
and I grabbed my phone and look it up when I've got my computer right here in front of me that I could pull it up on.
About to say, you just showed us your new setup. You
I know, and I'm so used to grabbing my phone.
Crinny Danshaw.
Pretty Dan Shaw. He might DJ under the name Eye Patch McCain.
Republican Nancy Pelosi.
So yeah. Dude, there's no pictures. Okay, I'm gonna have to do it this way. I got to go to Instagram. See, this is where we really need a producer. If we had a producer, we wouldn't have to do this.
Dan Crenshaw's not that far off from a Republican Tim Walz, though.
I mean,
He claims a lot more, like it's not necessarily stolen valor, but he claims more valor than what he actually participated in.
do we want to break away to this?
Yes. I don't even know what it is, but yeah. Turn it up.
They're swearing them in.
The Constitution of the United States. The Constitution of the United States. So help me God. So help me God. Congratulations.
Trump's president again.
Congratulations, Mr. President. He is in
Woo!
1203.
1203. America is back. We got the 21 gun salute going on outside the Capitol with the cannons.
Yeah.
And I wonder, do you think they aimed them eastward towards England?
I hope so.
I mean,
Just
me
to
too.
remind 'em.
Me too.
Man.
All right.
So Andy and I were listening to Reagan's inauguration speech before the podcast, and Reagan said, it was somewhere along the lines of, "This may seem like a hostile takeover, like an extreme change of powers,
But this is a natural occurrence every 4 years. This is a normal thing every 4 years. It really puts it into perspective, man. We make such a big deal out of this, either the right or the left, whichever it be. And this is a normal occurrence. Every 4 years, this is going to happen. And
Every
yet we
4
act
years.
Yet we act like it is the absolute end of the world every single time.
Yeah. Do we?
Well, at least
The last
half,
Right.
at least half of the country thinks it's the end of the world every time, right?
I mean, I
Yeah.
think the other point to that, though, is it's a natural occurrence every 4 years for the United States.
Bingo. Yeah.
Peacefully.
Peacefully.
For a large part of the world, it's not that. It's not just us. We're not the only one that has freedom and free elections, but there is a large part of the world that still doesn't have that,
Yeah.
and it's still, close to a miracle to those people.
Right. That was one of the bigger points that he was making, that Reagan was making at that time, was there's a lot of countries burning.
Exactly.
You know,
Yeah.
one common denominator I found in a lot of these presidential inaugural speeches was they all addressed communism or communists or something like that.
Spreading democracy.
Yeah, they all talked about spreading democracy. They talked about doing it. JFK specifically hit on this because it's the right thing to do. I found
Here's
that
the
interesting.
weird
It is
thing.
the moral high ground to spread democracy.
I was thinking about something about that today,
Okay.
about spreading democracy, because they were
Yeah.
talking about W's second speech about spreading democracy, inauguration speech. We do it in a way that, okay, so like we went into Iraq and we took out their government and immediately tried to install democracy,
Sure.
real democracy.
Have elections and do all that. Yep.
But we need to spend a couple years of peace and actually educating the voter over there what democracy is, so they don't go right back into the same chaos.
That-
It's
Sounds a little bit weird. Like you could really term that as re-education.
well, I mean, yeah, but I understand it sounds weird, but how do you keep them from going right back? Like, look at Afghanistan.
Well, Chucker, if they choose it though,
Right.
I think that's the thing. If they choose to go back, then that's
Yeah,
their
but-
choice.
I get that. I get that, but that's not democracy, because they choose to go right back to the tyranny
Choosing a tyrannical
because
type government.
because
That's
they
what
don't
you're talking
understand.
about, right?
Right. They don't understand anything different.
Because they don't comprehend like the elections and what they could get out of the elections. They don't understand liberty or
They-
is
Free
that what you-
will. They don't understand free will. They don't understand liberty.
I don't know, man. I wouldn't put so much past third world citizens. I don't know. Maybe.
I
You might
mean,
be right.
they have no education system to
That's-
speak of.
Certainly no public education system. Yeah, that's correct. It's
So I mean,
all in the home.
it's weird. It's weird, and I'm not like re-educating them to the American way. No, I'm not like.
Sure.
But like, look, this is what this is based on, and this is why you get it. The Declaration of Independence. We've got certain and we got rights.
Inalienable.
Inalienable.
Yeah,
Right.
right.
Mush
The-
mouth.
Dude, I can't speak today. It's a tough one. I'm cold. I'm about to freeze down here in the basement. It's probably in the 60s down here, and standing beside this brick wall is very cold. But anyway, I was just thinking about that. It's like they don't know what they're getting.
Sure. Andy, you got something.
Yeah, I'm just, education versus re-education could be a slippery slope, right?
Yeah,
I'm all for enabling a democracy if that's what people want. I'm not for telling people they have to live in a democracy. If you want to live under, a tyrannical government or the rule of one leader, even if they're not tyrannical, which I don't know if the definition of having one leader has to be tyrannical or not.
Sure.
But yeah, not for us to decide. You have an opportunity, you don't want to take it.
well, it's like, I've had a second to think about it, and I understand exactly what you're saying. And to add to that, it's like when we fought the Revolutionary War, they knew exactly why they were fighting it, and they didn't have anybody come over here and say, "We're going to shoot your president and
and show you what we think
show
the
you
way."
what you think we need to do."
Yeah.
That's what they
really
did.
good
That's
point.
what they do. They go in there and they overthrow the government and say, "Do it like this,"
Yeah.
but they don't say, "This is a good example of why you do it like this."
Well, and like when we went to Iraq, like you said, we went in there, we dismantled their government that they had. Saddam's regime was all ousted, and we allowed them to have democratic elections. Supposed
Allowed it.
democratic elections.
Right.
We allowed them to have
Allowed them.
supposed democratic elections.
Yeah,
You
that's
know
what
how
I'm
it
saying.
starts sounding, and it was with people who, especially the one guy who the U.S. put in there. Like,
Right.
the guy who won was the guy the U.S. put in there.
Right. It wasn't like we were going over there. It wasn't like they were standing there going, "We want democracy. We want our
Yeah,
own voice."
yeah. We
They're
just
like-
went in there, killed a bunch of people, and said, "We saved you.
It said, "Here's your new Mercedes."
That's
We're
know?
your savior."
as
Yeah.
we were talking about as we were listening to these, presidential inaugurations,
Oh.
everything being cyclical.
Mhm.
Trump is speaking.
All right.
Johnson,
All right.
Senator Thune,
Can y'all
Chief Justice Roberts,
Yep.
justices of the United States Supreme Court, President Clinton, President Bush, President Obama, President Biden, Vice President Harris, and my fellow citizens. The golden age of America begins right now. From this day forward, our country will flourish and be respected again all over the world. We will be the envy of every nation, and we will not allow ourselves to be taken advantage of any longer. During every single day of the Trump administration, I will very simply put America first. Our sovereignty will be reclaimed. Our safety will be restored. The scales of justice will be rebalanced. The vicious, violent, and unfair weaponization of the Justice Department and our government will end. And our top priority will be to create a nation that is proud, prosperous, and free. America will soon be greater, stronger, and far more exceptional than ever before. I return to the presidency confident and optimistic that we are at the start of a thrilling new era of national success. A tide of change is sweeping the country. Sunlight is pouring over the entire world. And America has the chance to seize this opportunity like never before. But first, we must be honest about the challenges we face. While they are plentiful, they will be annihilated by this great momentum that the world is now witnessing in the United States of America. As we gather today, our government confronts a crisis of trust. For many years, a radical and corrupt establishment has extracted power and wealth from our citizens while the pillars of our society lay broken and seemingly in complete disrepair. We now have a government that cannot manage even a simple crisis at home, while at the same time stumbling into a continuing catalog of catastrophic events abroad. It fails to protect our magnificent, law-abiding American citizens, but provides sanctuary and protection for dangerous criminals, many from prisons and mental institutions that have illegally entered our country from all over the world. We have a government that has given unlimited funding to the defense of foreign borders, but refuses to defend American borders or, more importantly, its own people. Our country can no longer deliver basic services in times of emergency, as recently shown by the wonderful people of North Carolina, been treated so badly.
How long do you think Trump goes? Let's make
You know, the
predictions right now.
states
I
are
say
still
30
suffering
minutes.
from a hurricane that
It's
took
going to be a
place
long
many
one. We're
months
probably going to
ago.
break back in.
Or more
I say
recently,
30
Los
minutes.
Angeles, where we are
me go with
watching
27.
fires still
27,
tragically
okay.
burn. From weeks ago, without even a token of defense, they're raging through the houses and communities, even affecting some of the wealthiest and most powerful individuals in our country, some of whom are sitting here right now. They don't have a home any longer. That's interesting. We can't let this happen. Everyone is unable to do anything about it. That's going to change. We have a public health system that does not deliver in times of disaster, yet more money is spent on it than any country anywhere.
All right, that's enough. If you want to hear the rest of it, you're probably already watching it right now as it's happening.
Yeah.
But we just wanted that's our president. Dog.
Yep. He's in there.
Trump's back in there. We're going to see if we're going to make America great again.
Yeah.
Our fellow Americans.
Instant reaction. Anybody? Andy? Anybody got anything? Instant reaction to that first few minutes of his inaugural address?
I mean, it sounds very similar to what we had anticipated.
Sure.
It could have been any presidential inauguration for the last 40, 50 years.
Yeah. Just add the immigration.
Exactly. At the immigration
Yeah.
piece. And the America First wasn't that Bush's second, basically?
Yeah, I
Platform.
think so. I think so.
I don't understand why anyone in politics would not want to put America first unless it's driven by their pocketbook. By sending money to Ukraine, sending it to Israel without any, I don't mind supporting Israel. I support Israel, but I don't support that. I think their government's just as corrupt as anybody's.
Did you see where they released like 90 hostages or whatever?
Yeah, right as the Hamas,
Released 3.
Yeah. Things are fixing to get wild over there, dude. I noticed Trump spoke about how the people in North Carolina were treated right off the bat.
Yep. Rightfully so, too. Those poor people have been forgotten about.
We can't forget that. That's the saddest thing in the world.
Yeah, the people of North Carolina and the people of Hawaii, man. You still barely hear
Yeah.
about those people that suffered from the Hawaii fires.
You can say a lot about California's destruction was because of their politics.
You can.
I mean, there's direct correlation to what's happening out there. Now, the fire is what it is. There's actually, I was going to listen to it soon, but there's a podcast with Sean Ryan about a guy talking about how the fire could be terrorism. Be used as terrorism because they've got evidence that shows that they have been looking at using wildfires because of the lack of. They're studying us, dude. They study. They know their enemy better than we know ourselves.
Of course, I don't doubt that.
But let's get off.
Hang on, real quick. I heard a really funny bit from Dave Chappelle. He was on Saturday Night Live this past Saturday, and I watched his monologue. And he said, what's funny, what he was talking about, basically the premise of his bit was, this is the most expensive natural disaster in U.S. history. They're calling it the most expensive natural disaster in U.S. history.
44,000 acres burned.
And he said, what's ironic about that is you could burn 44,000 acres of Mississippi for $6,700.
Yeah, definitely. So, now I know you're not on TikTok, so you're not a TikTok affected.
Yeah.
But Saturday night, I was sitting there on TikTok and I couldn't TikTok no more.
Yeah. Did it just all of a sudden go black? What was the experience, man?
It just come up with a thing on the screen that said that due to the stuff that's going on that we cannot no longer show TikTok.
And that was mid scroll.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It got weird. Like people's profile pictures quit showing up over there on the side. You couldn't comment, you couldn't join lives, and then boom, it was dark.
Wow.
When we got out of church Sunday, it was back on.
Yeah.
And it said, thanks to President Trump. And
and
I'm like, dude's not even president yet. He's got he's got a little over 24 hours to go, but we've got TikTok back.
Yeah.
So we're back TikToking, man. Back
Yeah.
TikToking.
Back TikToking, thanks to Trump. The Great White Hope came in.
The great white hope.
he swooped in and saved TikTok. Now, he had mentioned this before. We all know Trump's about making money. So if there's a deal to be made with the company that runs TikTok in China, trust me, he'll make the deal.
Yeah. The conspiracy is that they moved them over to Facebook servers.
Oh, really?
And that's why they had to go dark for 12 hours.
Well, that's interesting conspiracy. What do you think about that?
No.
Right? now, I'm going to send you a series of pictures. Okay.
Okay.
I'm sending these series of pictures to you right now as we speak.
All right.
This
While we're waiting on those pictures, real quick, for any future blackouts, if you guys download a VPN, you can look like you're coming from somewhere outside of America and still have your TikTok.
look. We're,
NordVPN, feel free to sponsor us.
yes, I understand the VPNs.
All right. All
So
right.
all right.
Pulling up
Now
your
look at these.
pictures.
Now, if you look, TikTok has never had that thought bubble.
Yeah. What does
Right
that
there.
mean?
You can put in your thoughts. Now, if you look on Facebook and Instagram, these all three showed up at the same time.
Oh, so all three of them have that ability now.
And it all showed up Saturday evening.
But that could be similar coding, right? Like,
Right. But I'm not making an argument for the conspiracy. I'm showing you what
Yeah.
the conspiracy is based on.
okay, keep going.
What do you think?
Are these other two pictures just backing up the same type of thing where you can share a song now on TikTok and Facebook and Instagram?
Yes, it all happened at the same time.
Or weekend plans that you can do that on
Yeah,
TikTok, Facebook, or
little-
Instagram.
The little bubble is what showed up.
Okay, I see what you're saying. The little bubble.
Yeah.
Interesting. Now, could it have been that Facebook and Instagram developed this new code to put in this new thing and TikTok stole it?
Yeah, because that's what TikTok does. They steal everything, according to the government. Now, if you want to really get down to it, Senator Tom Cotton, which is a freaking neocon,
Yeah.
if he's probably one of the worst right now of the Republicans.
Yeah.
He said that it is a tremendous, they've been telling us, like I said last week, they're stealing your data, so we don't want them to steal your data.
Sure.
Well, he's got an interview where he's walking out of one of these meetings on it, and he says they're using it as a propaganda tool.
Mm.
I've been on TikTok for about 4 years now, and I've never seen any Chinese propaganda. What I have seen is them releasing evidence of that you won't see on Facebook, Instagram, or any of the other ones, showing how dirty these freaking politicians are. They can't buy stock in TikTok, so therefore it's bad.
Oh, and here's another thing I was just thinking about. Zuckerberg's coming clean now on how much the White House pressed him
Exactly.
for censorship. The White House
Exactly.
sure can't press TikTok, right? What are
They
they going to do
can't.
to the Chinese government? Like, they don't care.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So when you drill down, that is the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm 100% aligned with you there, right?
You know?
National security was never the reason for the ban.
No,
Right.
no, it's because it is lack of control by the government.
Now,
They say they want free speech, to quote they say there's a quote about freedom in the movie Easy Rider, and I'm going to pull it up while y'all speak about.
Well, I
this
wanted
movie.
to ask Andy a quick technical question. Now, a lot of our routers and 5G transmitters, all of these things, all these towers, all of the actual physical hardware, all that stuff is being developed in China.
Correct.
Right? And they're sending those items over here. Now, how far-fetched is it to think that they could implant some sort of device that transmits any data that goes through it back to their servers across the world? Is that crazy?
No. I mean, I'm sure there's some type of inspection process that occurs, right? But could it be done? Absolutely.
Right. Well, I think, that's another thing, right? Like, how much are we inspecting these
Right.
things? Is that something we even thought about, or did we just see a cheap price tag on them and say, man, we got to go with those?
Right. I'm sure someone somewhere said, hey, we should look at these.
Sure.
Now, the follow through on that, it's like 1 out of every 25,000. Check.
Sure.
Right.
The same way salmonella chickens still get
Exactly.
through.
Exactly.
Or salmonella eggs or whatever.
Exactly. But I mean, yeah, the NSA did it without having to have special chips and anything that was built.
Wow. Very good point. Very good point. So China's probably been doing this without the TikTok app. National security. Our data was not the issue.
No.
Okay.
Well, our government's taking our data.
Of course they are.
The Patriot Act.
Of course they are.
That's all they do is steal data. That's why we're turning on Tulsi, because she's for it. She's for the government stealing our data.
Tulsi.
And in the movie Easy Rider, they're talking about freedom.
Mm-hmm.
And George Hansen, who's played by the wonderful Jack Nicholson, one of the best actors there ever. This is actually the role that saved his career in that movie. They're talking about freedom. And he said, Billy, played by Dennis Hopper, says, what's wrong with freedom? That's what it's all about. And George's answer is, oh, yeah, that's right. That's what it's all about. All right. But talking about it and being it are two different things. I mean, it's real hard to be free when you're bought and sold in a marketplace. Of course, they don't ever tell anybody that you're not free, because they're going to get real busy killing and maiming to prove that you are free. So they're going to talk to you about individual freedom, but they see a free individual and it's going to scare them. They don't want freedom. The government don't want freedom. They don't want you to be free. They want you to think you're free. But it's not about freedom. It's about, and I've said it before, we're all slaves to society. We have to go to work. If we don't go to work, we can't have money. If we can't have money, we can't live. It's easy as that. Anyway, I'm kind of going off.
No. I mean, it's all kind of based around freedom. And I'm with you. Like,
It's the trick of freedom.
well,
but maybe we'll get a little bit more of it with Trump. We'll see. He's still talking, by the way. He's going to outlast this podcast by a lot. Let's take an ad break and we'll come back and be a little bit more fun.
Okay, sounds good.
Thanks for sticking with us through this ad break, guys. I'm here to tell you about one of our sponsors, Eileen Ayers with Bush Realty. You can check her out at movingcoweta.com for all of your real estate needs in the metro Atlanta area. That's movingcoweta.com. Eileen Ayers with Bush Realty. Now back to the show.
What I'm saying is it should be free for us to choose to use.
Sure. I absolutely agree with that. If the 30-somethings, or I think everybody under 40, right, or under 50, really, would pretty much, for the most part, just use it regardless.
Yeah. Because
the situation.
it's the algorithm that I like.
Yeah.
it shows me videos like I cannot get the reels on Facebook and Instagram to show me the stuff I like.
Mm.
But they sure will show me an ad that I talked about during a podcast.
Right.
You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
but I want to see my racing stuff. I want to see other people just doing racing, and the Instagram reels will not curate like that.
Mm. The algorithm just isn't as good at
The
learning you.
algorithm does not learn you. Evidently, my Chinese spy likes dirt track racing because he shows me a lot of it.
With YouTube, you know, that's really the only type of like social media I use, and I try to stay off the shorts. But even like the shorts and the videos, both, either one, the algorithm, it's kind of like it resets every once in a while, and I start getting fed all kinds of new stuff. But it only happens every once in a while, like every few days, maybe once a week or so.
Yeah,
It'll feed me all kinds of like random stuff, like NBA stuff, and I'm not an NBA guy.
yeah.
But
you
it'll
are.
just it'll just start feeding me
You're-
all kinds of stuff.
Are we back on?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I don't know when,
Trump-
but we are.
Trump has been quoted. The quote that was on the screen was, "It's Liberation Day."
Liberation Day. Okay, so we're not
Yeah.
going to call it Trump Day.
All right, we're back officially from the ad. You probably come in a little bit before that. We were having a great conversation during the ad break. Now we're going to talk about a starship exploding. Was it the one in Noonan or the one in Jonesboro?
Yeah, the one that the community had to protest for 30 days in Noonan, actually.
Oh, they finally blew it up.
Yeah, it was the one off of Old National, actually.
The one off Old National, the starship off of Old National.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
right.
A total of $5,000 was done in damage.
Yeah,
Yeah. Lots of batteries lost.
I'm sure
no,
it's probably
SpaceX had an explosion.
that kind of starship.
Yeah. SpaceX's Starship had an explosion this weekend. Elon had another launch, successful landing of the rocket. He caught it with the chopsticks again. All of that stuff was successful. It was an amazing. It literally, it looks fake when you watch the video of this Starship being caught by those two little chopsticks. It looks so fake, but it's real. Unless you're a flat earther. But so while the rocket safely landed and was caught by the chopsticks, that was all successful. The Starship itself exploded while it was exiting, and it put on quite a light display, fireworks display for people to watch. It was a beautiful sight, really. It's sad, but it's a beautiful sight. Now, I do know that the FAA has grounded any Starship test flights for a while because they had to divert like 16 flights, I think, like something like that, because of the debris in the air. So the FAA has grounded the Starship for now, but I mean, that one ain't going to be going up anytime soon anyway.
I'm pretty sure that FAA grounding is over as of 12:03. Monday, January 20th. Dude, I didn't realize how tall Elon was. He's standing beside Byron, and Byron's still taller.
Yeah.
But I mean, they could Eskimo kiss if they needed to.
Dude, eyelashes, bro. Could they butterfly kiss with their eyelashes?
They could butterfly. Do you think so Elon has done this before with the explosions?
Yeah.
Do you think that this was just basically one that they wasn't going to use anymore, and he's like, kill it?
I was wondering the same thing because it was this. I'm pretty sure it was this Starship's 7th test flight.
Yeah,
7th or 8th. So maybe, because you got to think at some point, like, you don't want to keep going up in a rocket that's been through the atmosphere 12 times.
Right.
Like, if I'm an astronaut, I don't want to do that. Like, that thing's been too much stress tested. It's had too many miles put on it. You
And
know,
what, you
I
get
don't mind
this.
it being tested. I think that's a good thing. I want to go out in a tested rocket, but at some point you got to draw the line. So maybe you might be onto something.
Well, like CNN has the mishap underlined in their article.
Of course they do. I mean, something went wrong. Okay, I don't know that it was. Maybe he was planning for it, but I think there was a malfunction of some sort on the Starship.
Like if you're going,
like hitting a button, right? It's like, what's this?
Yeah. It wasn't
No.
like that. He didn't hit a big red button like, yeah.
no, but you could program a fault into it to test it. To
Sure,
see what
or-
actually happens. Like you would dyno an engine.
Sure.
You got to find. Did you know the Beast? You know the Beast, the presidential state car, the Beast.
Yeah.
I was dove into some deep dive on it today. It's
Okay.
built on a kick-top GMC chassis.
Okay.
It weighs about 20,000 pounds.
Holy smokes.
The sides of it are about 8 inches thick of
I was about
aluminum
to say.
steel, and porcelain. The windows are 5 inches thick.
Oh, so there's no lead. It's or
No, it's all, well, they're not going to give us the full specs on it.
sure, right. But they're saying it's aluminum, steel, and what else did you say?
Ceramics.
Ceramics. Okay.
It's sealed from the environment. It's got its own environment inside.
Wow.
So, it can, if there's a chemical attack, the vehicles, the Tahoes that's been in the motorcade have anti-drone technology on the top of them.
Oh, so it's like RFID blocking, basically. So like
guess so.
radio waves can't get through.
You probably can't use your cell phone right now in Washington. Very
Probably
well.
not. Yeah, probably
Unless
not.
you're on a secured Wi-Fi. It's very interesting. They also this is something new they started in the late 20th century.
Mhm.
They destroy it at the end of its use.
What? The
The
Beast?
car. Yeah.
And what do they consider normal lifespan?
They get about 6 years out of them, I think.
Okay.
6 or 7 years, just depending. 10
Yeah.
years sometimes. But they will destroy it to, one, test its capability, and two, to get rid of the evidence, basically, of how it's built.
Fascinating. Now I wonder, like when he's flying all over the place, how does the Beast get to wherever he's going? Like
They transfer it in a C-130.
okay, so it's flying cargo to wherever it's going.
Yeah. And so a top kit chassis, that's a pretty heavy chassis. That's like similar to a Freightliner bread truck chassis.
Sure.
The front grille on it, to give you an idea of how big that car actually is, the front grille is off of Escalade. Front grille and
Yeah.
headlights are Escalade parts. So it's not like you can't go buy that car.
Yeah, it's a beefy car.
Yeah. So
Wow.
I thought that was pretty interesting.
That is pretty cool, man.
What kind of power plant is under that, Chuck?
They did not release the power plant information, but if I had to guess, it's probably a non-emissions LS based engine.
That's what I would think as well. Yeah, kind of imagine like probably what a lot of ambulances are running right now.
They run Ford.
Oh, are they? The ambulances are running forwards
Yeah,
now.
run Ford. The ambulances run Ford. This is all GMC stuff.
Uh-huh.
So it's either going to be a Duramax or an LS based motor.
Okay.
The diesel would probably be a little bit louder. So I'm gonna guess that it's probably LS
Yeah.
based.
Yeah. It's a good guess. What's your guess about the snow we got coming in, man? Here,
Well,
here
let
in
me
the
tell you,
Southeast, we have another winter storm on the way. I don't remember the name of this one, but got
Global
another one on
cool-
the way. What's your prediction?
global cooling is in full effect. We are protecting the 4 Ps: pets, pipes, vulnerable populations, and plants.
Oh,
As of right now, it's 24 degrees outside. We're expecting 75 to 90 hours of below freezing temperatures in the state of Georgia, in our area. We could see up to 2 inches of snow in the South Metro area,
Mhm.
and it's going to be worse the further south you go.
Interesting. So, how far south are we talking? Like, is Valdosta going to see snow?
Yes.
Whoa.
Yes.
Wow. Tallahassee, is it going to cross over? Is North Florida going to be experiencing snow?
Possibly.
Wow.
Possibly. So get ready, get your snow gear out. We are looking at a pretty high chance of snow in our area.
Hmm.
I don't think it'll be enough to shut us down
Yeah.
again.
Yeah.
So that's why I went ahead and took last night off. Because I'm not
Andy, you
taking
got any
this.
predictions? You want to be meteorologist today?
Sure. Before I make my prediction on the snow, I do want to call out the fact that for whatever reason, it's snowing twice in a week's time or 10 days time here. I have never heard so many people mention weather models before this week. I'm like,
Yeah.
nobody knew what a model was.
I did because I study the weather. I've got 3 weather apps on my phone. Plus, I
Yeah.
follow the National Weather Service out of Peachtree City on Facebook.
But my prediction is we'll get some snow between Tuesday and Wednesday, less than an inch, and we'll be fine.
Nothing like any accumulation on the ground?
Less than an inch.
Less than an inch.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. I think we'll get some snowfall. I don't see it accumulating, man. I just the ground will be cold. I just don't think we'll get enough precipitation to actually.
Well, the state of Georgia has about 100 brine trucks running right now, and yesterday they put out 500,000 gallons of brine.
500,000 gallons of brine.
Yes,
Holy smokes! So the roads should be all right.
and
Those
they're
major
gonna,
roads.
a state highway. If you're gonna travel, if you gotta travel, go ahead and move. Take your quickest route to a state highway, and you'll be good.
Gotcha.
It's like 95 more trucks than I thought we would have.
Now, I have some insider information. It's not official. This guy's not allowed to talk to the media, which we are.
Yep.
But
Officially, unofficially.
we are, officially, unofficially. My inside guy says it's gonna snow.
Yeah. Chucker, do you got a meme for us, man?
Yeah, man. Always got a meme. Always got a meme. Now some Jewish guy's speaking. I say he's Jewish because he's got that little yarmulke.
Oh, okay. It's not Shapiro though.
Heck no, it's not Shapiro. Screw Shapiro, man. I can't stand that Weasley little dude.
Oh,
That was almost Bill Burr having explained the difference between white guys and black guys.
yeah. All right, here we go. It's winter. Keep your faucets dripping. And we've got a bathroom faucet that is iced out, dripped out. It's got all the jewelry, gold watch, nice gold chain, looks like a Cuban gold chain. Some nice pieces, man. Solid faucet looking there. Yeah, I like that. That's good. Good, solid dad joke right there.
So Chuck, which faucet is your crown on? Outside.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna put it on the kitchen one. Probably the kitchen faucet.
Your chain too?
Yeah, put the chain on there. I got it on me. I'm trying to stay frosty.
Dripped out, dog. Dripped out.
We got some shout outs, man.
Yeah.
We're gonna shout out them that pushing like a dump truck. There was a pushing like a dump truck meeting yesterday.
Hey,
I witnessed it.
Hey,
Like, we got to get back on the podcast. I was like, yeah,
there's
that was a
movement.
meeting. There was movement. So, Charlie's also working on. He got on AI and it had Chat GPT make him a script on how to explain car parts to kids. So there's a YouTube channel he's going to be working on with his racing on explaining car parts to kids. So
That's awesome.
It's going to be Uncle Charlie's Garage is what the name of the little show will be.
Nice.
Dude, brilliant idea. Brilliant idea.
Going after that high elementary school to middle school crowd that
Sure.
seems to love YouTube videos like that.
Yeah.
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 But the script Chat GPT made for him was freaking awesome. Like he just puts in explain a ball joint to a kid,
Yeah.
and it gives him a whole script on how to do it. And things like their shoulder joint is a good example of a ball joint.
Sure. The ball and socket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's fascinating, man. That's really cool. I'm excited for that news, dude. We got movement.
yeah, we got movement.
And I know it's
Sundays
geared for kids, right? But like 94% of the population can use that video.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Dude, you should have I said, well, do carburetor. So he put in the same thing in a carburetor and it explained a carburetor.
Wow. That's something I would
Oh.
have trouble doing.
Yeah. So it was pretty neat. I was playing with Gronk this weekend,
Yeah.
and it was pretty neat. It's a very neat AI program.
Now, that's Elon's AI program that does the pictures, right?
It'll do whatever you want it to do.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, you just type in. I typed it in. I said, write me a program, a computer program to find out roll center on my race car,
Mm-hmm.
and it wrote a whole program. But I
Wow.
don't know what to do with it because I'm an idiot. It said I needed to put it in Python, and I don't know what that is.
Yeah, I think you're out of your element.
So then I had to search what is Python, and it told me, but I still don't know what to do with it.
It's an object-oriented programming language. Send
Huh?
the program my way, Chucker.
Okay. I'll try.
See, smart guys, dude. Smart guys.
Oh, that's right.
Andy-
Andy does that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah. Andy, I want you to make this point because I think it was really good. You had a point before we went to the break. Do you remember what that point was?
About freedom?
Yes. Can you make that point before we
Yeah.
start signing off here?
Sure. The point I was making as we were signing off is the trick to freedom is that it's not free. It's not free
No,
in
it's
what
not.
we do for ourselves, for our families. It's not free for any opinions that we have that aren't loved by all.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
that's what makes it great, right? It's freedom is great when
Freedom's-
everybody agrees. It's even better when everybody disagrees.
Ah,
That's true.
Ah.
That's true.
freedom. That's
Yep.
a very good point, man.
We're glad we had you on here today, Andy.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me
I-
back, guys.
Mhm.
I
Well,
like that hoodie. Go dog.
Go Dogs next year, 2022.
Hey, we're 9 months away from making another national championship run.
Amen to that, brother. Shout out Eating Chambers channel on YouTube. Make sure you check out Chef Drew. He's always cooking up some new segments over there.
Sundays at Devotee podcast.
That's right.
for-
Sundays
get
at
the s-
Devotee.
Sermons from church. They're pretty good. I actually had to talk about that yesterday with them.
Ah, cool.
Tweaked it a little bit.
Anything else? Anybody else we need to shout out? We already did Pushing Like a Dump Truck. Da Vinci's Pizza in McDonough.
Da
Make
Vinci's
sure you
Pizza
check
in
them
McDonough.
out.
Yeah, go get your pizza. And,
Yeah. Shout out my new teenager, Liam. I know you
you
got-
think Terrible Twos is bad.
Yeah.
You don't know nothing anymore. As of today, you know nothing.
Yeah. Well, I'll figure that out soon enough.
And he's
And
gonna start.
you had one celebrate a birthday as well. We've got children that share a birthday.
Yeah, they went to Nashville, and that was a bad thing. They had. Oh, I got to tell you about this. So they go back to their hotel Sunday night. Somebody, and they're all asleep, and somebody pulled the fire alarm.
No.
So they had to evacuate
Oh,
in
God.
20-degree weather
Oh,
and wait
God.
for it to get all clear to go back in. So that was quite
Uh.
the adventure.
They all half drunk still.
Well, no, Sierra was still all drunk.
Ah, okay.
Mary Beth was the babysitter. She had to corral these two girls all over Nashville while they were drinking, and she
Her
was
two
sober.
daughters.
Yes, yes. It was quite the she was mad. Mary Beth was a little bit angry most of the time, but it's all right. It's all right.
It's
They
all
saw
good.
Jelly Roll, so
That's
it made
right.
it all good.
Hey, shout out Jelly Roll. Shout out Sierra.
So shout out Sierra. She said Jelly Roll is not as big in person. So
Is it
Take
is it
that.
travel sports time yet?
huh?
Is it travel sports time yet? Like travel hockey, travel basketball?
Probably.
Basketball, I think. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I asked that because every time I've stayed in a hotel with a travel something team staying there, I've had to evacuate the building.
That's awesome.
Travel team, dude.
No, I'm sure it was just some drunk. She said there was throw up in the hall when they got up the next morning. So you got all these drunk people standing outside in the cold, like, who pulled the fire alarm? Whenever I think about that story that Joe Rogan calls about Joey Diaz. When he's like, everybody else took the stairs, he took the elevator.
Oh yeah.
What are y'all doing? But all right, well, we'll holler at y'all. Don't go
Been a
chasing
good show,
waterfalls.
man.
Episode 180 in the books.